Jack was here, he would have already yelled at us.
This is a reality. We are taping at home, and now there's noise. Cool.
That's what we're working with. We're gonna call this a country chop.
Is this frozen? It's so hot. I can't even do that. When you want to figure out who you are, the actual path is going backwards.
I love a soup this time of year. It's so warming, it's so cozy.
What should our rating system be?
Do you ever have ants on a log? Do they have that in England? This whole thing is a joke. We just embrace it.
Hey guys, welcome to the new version, the new old version of the podcast. It's a weekly show that we hope to bring you here on YouTube. That's something new for some of you, but also truly us just going back to our roots. In 2008, I started a lifestyle blog.
We're getting a makeover.
And we have an expert from the website.
Rachel Hollis.
I'm an expert eater.
I just thought it would be really cool to create a website where I shared recipes,
Butter on my fingers.
and crafts and ideas for how I was parenting my kids and little tips and tricks that were helping me a ton. And we got to do really cool things. We got to experiment and try different stuff. And one of the things we did pretty often were recipe segments and how-tos.
I was gonna do pepper, and I didn't think about the fact that this is harder than normal.
And as I look to the future of the podcast and what I want to do and where I want to go, I really know for myself that I have to lean into things that I am really excited about. I started out in this space sharing ideas, sharing things from my home to yours. And it just so happened that along the way, I wrote a book that lots of people read.
Drew Barrymore loves her first book, Girl, Wash Your Face.
Rachel Hollis, her first book, Girl, Wash Your Face, was a #1 bestseller, and now she's written the brand new Girl, Stop Apologizing.
And suddenly then I was the girl who had answers for everybody, right? I was the I'll tell you how to do this and I'll figure out that. And I'm so grateful for the time. I'm so grateful for the experience of getting to do this work. But I'm over 40 now, and I feel like we are getting into what comes next. What's the next half of my life gonna look like? I get really excited about this idea of returning to my roots. But we are living in a remodel. My house is under construction and has been since March. We're in October, so that's how it's going. And I'm like, well, I can't do that because I don't have this space to offer up. And I thought, man, this is like the opposite of what I believe. It's the opposite of what I would tell you if you came up to me at, a coffee shop and said hey, Rach, I want to do this thing, but I don't feel like it's the right time. I'd be like, oh girl, just go for it. Just do the thing. Start exactly where you are with what you've got. And exactly where I am with what I've got is no kitchen, no dining room, gardener outside my door. Oh no, it was a motorcycle gang. Plastic sheeting covering most of my house. But I was like, maybe that's cool. Because not everyone's gonna have a beautiful eat-in chef's kitchen. Not everyone's gonna have a space that feels like it's camera ready, but isn't that the whole point? Isn't the whole point that we just show up for our lives? We show up for our lives and we do the very best we can with what we've got. So if you're down, I'm down. I'd like to bring you a little something from my home. And that means for right now, it's a bit chaotic. That means for right now, I don't have a stove or a oven or a dishwasher or even a normal sink. But I think if I can do it with what I've got, maybe it will encourage you to do it with what you've got. And at the very least, I hope to entertain you. Oh, and I also shared this in the broadcast channel. I hope to include a segment here on the show that's called Good News. I'd like to hear your good news. I'd like this space to be a positive light in our little corner of the internet. And the way I would love to do that is, would you consider sending me a postcard? Will you send me a postcard from the place you live, anywhere in the world, and just share some good news? Maybe you just graduated from school, or you are pumped, you just became a mechanic, you are having your first grandbaby, or you learned how to make a carrot cake for the very first time. Whatever it is, we'd love to hear. We're gonna put the address below, and I'd love to share your good news on an upcoming episode of the show. This is our very first episode of the new show, and I hope you love it. Where do we even start? Years ago, we used to do these cooking segments on Facebook, I think. We didn't even have a YouTube channel. We would do them on Facebook and we would show some recipes that we had from the site. I wanted to do that again. I felt like if we were going to start the process, it would be fun to begin with a recipe that we made back in the day. So we actually have old footage of me making this the first time. And I wish I could tell you we've come a long way since then, but honestly, our surroundings might have been better last time because at least we had a working kitchen. But I figure if I can do this recipe without a working kitchen, then you could do this recipe in whatever kitchen you've got, which probably is in better shape than mine. So we're gonna be making a chicken lemon artichoke soup. I love a soup this time of year because it's so warming, it's so cozy, and because you can throw anything into a soup. We're gonna start with our base, which is gonna be one of my least favorite things in life, dicing an onion. I really hate dicing onions, and usually my Prince Charming does it for me. But today, my Prince Charming has been roped into video. Now, I suppose I should have turned this bad boy on. Oh my Lord, it's not plugged in. Whack in a little olive oil. God bless this pot. It's the only pot that we have not in storage right now. So we have cooked essentially everything that we've made this entire time we've been in this house in this pot. The thing is, it looks really crazy, but you should have seen it even 2 weeks ago. We did not have floors in here. And I don't mean like, oh, we stripped it back to the bare wood. That's what we have right now, the bare wood. I mean that there was no floor all the way down to the basement. So we've improved quite a lot. When you do this at home, you're definitely gonna wanna use a garlic press, but we don't know where ours is. So we're gonna do a rough, we're gonna call this a country chop. Like you live out in the country, you keep it rustic, you like big cloves of garlic, which honestly is great for this time of year because garlic is awesome for your immune system. Also, I'm excited for my fingertips to smell like garlic for the next 6 weeks. Remember that you feast with your eyes first. We eat with our eyes, and anytime you can add color to something, it's gonna make it more beautiful, especially a soup or a stew. So when I saw this bunch of rainbow carrots at the store, I was like, we have to. All I want is to be like, you ever see that thing where like Gwyneth, she'll like go out to her garden and she like picks, she's like, oh, I just, these are some gooseberries that I picked from the garden. That's all I want. Not to be Gwyneth, but to have a robust kitchen garden where all the produce, like Martha. This is so pretty. It's turning me on. Oh my God, look at how pretty. I wish I had so many more purple ones, but alas. We're gonna add these. You wanna get this shot? This shot's gonna be so sexy, babe.
All right, hold.
Holding. Do you ever have ants on a log? Do they have that in England? Where you put peanut butter on celery sticks and then you put raisins on it and then it's ants on a log? You never had that? Gonna add in some yellow bell pepper. Now we're gonna add in some artichoke. Back in the day, everything that I made was like, how can I do this in the easiest way possible? I had little kids, little toddlers. Most of the recipes I was sharing were like how to pull this off as easily as possible. I'm older now, the kids are older, and we do like to try, especially on a Saturday when we have a kitchen again. Oh, our Saturday dinners. But I do like to put more effort into things than I used to because I just enjoy cooking and it's a fun, relaxing hobby. That being said, I still wouldn't have done these artichokes for you fresh. It's like an hour to prep an artichoke. When you have a working kitchen here, it would have been a nightmare. I say you just get the jar of artichokes ready to go. You drain the can, you chop them up, and you whack them in your soup pot. Also, this cutting board, made it myself. Now we're gonna do some spinach as well. Awesome iron, great to have the greens. We always keep a container of spinach ready to go in the fridge and the freezer so you can throw it into anything, soups, your smoothies. A lot of times, like if we're having pasta, we'll add it as the base in the bowl and then put the pasta on top. So we've got some great greens in there with it and just kind of melts right down with the pasta. And I'm just gonna give this a rough chop and throw it in the pot. And you know how spinach is, right? Like you're gonna throw in 84 pounds and it's gonna melt to be 2 ounces. So be as generous as your heart tells you to be with your spinach. If you're trying to add just more vibrant health and nutrition to your life, think of what greens, like dark green, leafy greens you can add to your diet. Keeping things front and center and ready to go in your fridge is the easiest way I know of to make that possible. I'm gonna go ahead and add some chicken stock or some bone broth. This is another pantry staple we always have on hand. You can use it to make your rice. You can use it for soups and stews and chilies and sauces. And to be honest, I probably added too much spinach. Fun part here, lemon juice. I have a beautiful lemon juicer. Where's it at? Don't know. The cool thing about soups and stews is that you can add the flavor as it cooks over time. Don't over season in the beginning. Let these flavors, all these yummy flavors in here marry together. 30, 40 minutes, come back, check it again, little salt, little pepper. We are gonna add a little bit of cooking sherry. Just a splish, splash, I was taking a bath. That's it, that's all. And now, the pièce de résistance. Did I say that right? You say it, you say it.
Pièce de résistance.
You sound so much sexier when you do that. The chicken. In a perfect world, we'd have an oven. I would have roasted this myself, but the reality is I don't. And also the reality is sometimes you and I don't have time, and it's easier to just get a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store than it is to roast one whole. Might I suggest though, that if you're going to either roast a chicken or get a chicken, you do the Joey special, 2 chickens. A roast chicken is one of those things that you can use in a million ways. Tacos, enchiladas, soups, stews, chicken salad, casseroles. You can debone it, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer if you're not ready to use it now. There's just so many ways to use it. So if you're gonna go to the trouble of getting one or roasting one, roast more than one if you can. I'm on my last leg. The wishbone. Baby, you want to make a wish? Big moment. Let's wish for the same thing so it comes true no matter what. Oh wait, you have to do it with your pinky?
Yeah.
There's no way. This is so... Yes! Now this is gonna go in here. And what's great about this is that whatever flavors are in your chicken, they're gonna flavor your soup as well. That's why I say you shouldn't season too early because you don't know what she's gonna become yet. The last thing that I'm gonna do before I let this simmer is just to add some fresh herbs. And I'm gonna add some fresh rosemary. This is the only thing that I actually had in my garden. This was my Gwyneth moment. I did go out and pick this myself. Then we're gonna do some thyme. Thyme is in my soup. Yes, it is. You like that?
Yeah.
Everything just got into that pot. So you cannot yet judge the flavor of what this soup is gonna become. I wanna make sure it has enough seasoning to enhance the flavors, but I'm gonna let that simmer for a while before I season it again. So everything sort of comes together in a better way and we see how it really tastes. So while I let this simmer, gonna clean up this table, do all the things, I thought it would be fun to have a segment here on the show where we review things. Call it honest reviews, rate reviews, and today I want to review a new fall-themed dessert from one of my favorite bakeries, Milk Bar. Now, Milk Bar is really cool because they ship their desserts all over the country. So wherever you are watching this, you can probably get one of their cakes nearby, but let's wait and see how this fall-themed cake is actually gonna taste. Okay, it's an honest review, so I will say when it arrived, it came on its side, which is a bummer. I've ordered cakes from them so many times. They're usually packed really nicely. This one wasn't. Like, it doesn't look great. Like, I feel like if this was the Great British Bake Off, Paul would have some opinions about this and the way that it looks. But we are gonna taste test because taste test is what we're about. But we're still gonna give it a shot. Okay, so here's sort of the moment of truth. What is this? Is this frozen?
Is it?
Or is that sugar? Yeah, that's sugar. That was stressful. This is Milk Bar's seasonal dessert. It is a pumpkin cream cheese coffee cake, which is right up my alley. What I loved about it was, first of all, it's a cake. If I have to choose, I'm going cake all day long, over cookies, over muffins, over anything else. It's my favorite. But you've got layers of vanilla cake with like a brown sugar situation, cream cheese pumpkin situation, and then again the cake, the brown sugar, the pumpkin, topped off with these brown sugar crumbles and a little powdered sugar dusting. So I have high hopes. I've ordered the birthday cake from them like 100 times and I absolutely love it. I've sent it to family members. I've sent it to friends. So I can vouch for how delicious it is. And it's just, I guess, is this as good? That's delicious. It's like a grown-up version of my mom's pumpkin roll, but with like a crunchy, there's like a brown sugar crunchy crumble something. It has that bite of a coffee cake. I'm so pumped because my Aunt Linda loves their birthday cake. I've sent it to her a few times and I was hoping this was going to be good because I could send her a little seasonal treat and it actually is fantastic and she's going to love it. I'm going to chalk the shipping up to like a one-time error. We're going to call that, you know, the delivery driver, maybe not Milk Bar's fault because it actually tastes really good and it looks a lot better than I thought it would based on how it arrived. So I'm going to give this, what should our rating system be? Out of 5 or out of 10?
5.
Out of 5, I'm going to give this a 4.1. If you bring this to a party, you're going to be proud of yourself. If you send this to a family member, they're going to love you more. Yeah, it's delicious. Well done, Milk Bar. Noah, you want to try this cake? 40, you want to try it?
Give me a thumbs up if you feel like it's delicious.
I agree with your answer.
4.1.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this guy's been simmering for quite a while. My favorite thing to do on a Sunday this time of year and into the winter is just put a big pot of stew or big pot of soup on in the morning and let it simmer all day. And then people can just go grab some as they get hungry. With this one, you can choose your carb. So I am going with a wild rice because, again, I just thought it's so pretty, so hearty. But you can do any kind of rice, a potato. You could get some delicious crusty sourdough and have this. You could have this with no carbs at all and just go protein and greens and veggies that are in here. But our family tends to like a little bit of something. It's so hot. I can't eat it yet. It's so yummy, you guys. Oh my gosh. And I love the lemon because it's a bit brighter than what you would normally have this time of year. So good. I hope you give it a try. All right, guys, if you are still here, you made it to the end of this episode, please comment below and let us know what you thought. We know it was rough. We know it is not anywhere near what it can be, but we hope you at least found it entertaining. And if there's something you saw you thought was great, you would like to see more of it, or you have ideas for segments we could do, we're so interested to hear what you have to say. Please be kind, don't break my heart, but also make sure that you subscribe so you will be here for next week's episode. We will be back with more of these that hopefully will look better and be more seamless as we go. But until then, as always, I love you and I'm rooting for you.